Hi, been a couple of questions on the acoustic guitar forum about tuning and how tuning in the standard way with whatever tuner, I only use clip-ons, can still produce problems. I keep one of these in my pick boxes. I have one of these Princess Mary boxes for each one of my guitars. They were issued for Christmas 1914 by Princess Mary for the troops fighting in World War I, and they're solid and they're very useful. So I keep one of these old IntelliTuners as an emergency, and my picks and my capo, and that's my basic equipment. I know that anytime I pick up a guitar case, it's going to have a guitar in it and it's going to have that in it, plus a strap, which is another story. Mostly I use these things, which are the Planet Waves or D'Addario NS clip-on tuners. I find them perfectly acceptable. But what I don't do, when I put these things on, and I leave them on, I haven't had any problems with them affecting the finish of the guitars, but but it depends on the age of your nitrocellulose and how it's been mixed, so I wouldn't give any guarantees there. So, do I switch it on and go? No, I don't. That's the normal way, I know. But we have these things, these little lumps of metal here called frets, and they have a certain degree of height, so you can push them out of tune, depending on the pressure you put on them. If you use very light strings, that can be even more of an effect. So this is what I do. I tend to play mostly out of a G shape or out of a C shape. That's just my style of playing. So if I want a G there, capo 2 is A, B, sometimes C, or the C shape gives me a D or an E. That's usually all I need. So I've found that the most easy tuning, the most reliable tuning, is to tune to a G shape first position chord. So I actually press it down. Now that takes into consideration the fact that I'm heavy-handed and I press my strings down. So switching it on, oh, I've just switched it off. Switching it on. And that's giving me a slightly snart G. So I'm going to flatten it. Just hitting when I hit it first. I think that's okay. I don't tune the A. Unfortunately this guitar is perfectly in tune really, but I tune the B. Now I should say this is a Collins guitar and the fretting is very accurate on them, but it can't take into consideration what pressure you're putting on your strings, especially if they're light strings. So that's okay, it doesn't need anything done to it at all. The D string, I tune that open as you would normally, and the G string, open again. The B string, I tune the D on the B string, again perfect, and the top E I tune to G. This will also work for a C. Often you'll find this, the B string will be slightly sharp there if you tune it to the open fret. The other thing I find is that also if I put a capo on, to say playing B, any adjustment. Now, I have a different capo, a different Shub, basic C1 style capo for every guitar. I adjust it once and I leave it adjusted for that guitar. I don't swap it between guitars with different profiles. So this one, which has been with me since about 1975, just fits this guitar, even up as high as this. Yeah, well, maybe that needs just a tiny bit of adjustment. But you, of course, when you're performing, you should be checking your tuning between every number anyway. A number of things affect it. I'm sitting in a rather cold room at the moment. That will turn all of these sharp over a little bit of time. There we are. So that's my tuning method. I hope that helps.